Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Morning, everybody! Oh, gosh. Another video with a lot of information. Let's just get there, shall we? Let's go. We're going to start off with the Duke of Kent, who happens to be president of the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. And so he went to London and opened their new lifeboat station in London. Very nice. All right, we are going to move on now to Catherine. Now, in 2022, Catherine was supposed to play tennis with Roger Federer for a charity. But of course, due to COVID, the whole thing got scrapped. Well, time to move it along. Man, is that girl toned. It's wow. All right. So this took place on June 8th of this year and on the number 3 court at the All England Lawn Tennis Club at Wimbledon. Apparently they were really talking with the ball boys and ball girls and helping them to train, throwing balls at them. And, how are you going to pick them up? How are you going to keep things going? You know what I mean? So a big thank you again to Remoulade Sauce for pointing out exactly what she was wearing. Apparently what they were doing is there's about 250 positions available for ball boys and ball girls. And so they were training these kids. I guess you have to prove that you could do it in order to get chosen to, be on the sidelines and grab these balls. Anyway, They did a great job as usual, and Catherine was out there doing her thing. Next up, we're going on to the Duke of Edinburgh, who went to a place called the Queen's Club. He met multiple staff members who tried to make the Cinch Championships possible. Very nice. He also went on a different day to the Royal Windsor Cup, and that was founded in 1955 by Prince Philip. It's now the largest polo club in Europe due to the number of members. Now, of course, while he was there, he gave out the trophies. And one of the winners was the 4 Quarters Orange. That's an interesting name. Now, after he was done passing out this stuff, that looks like a sword. After he was done passing out the stuff to the orange team, there was another team. They were wearing green and white stripes, and he presented trophies to them. No, I do not know the name of the team, but Edward looks lovely. All right, moving on. Next up, Beatrice and her husband, Edo, were seen on the last day of the Glastonbury Festival, probably because they've been busy at Ascot this week. All right, we are moving on to Prince William. He is personally funding 6 projects across the UK in 6 different locations to help eradicate homelessness within 5 years. That's 300,000 people that are homeless, nearly half are children. So he's going to try to bring together stakeholders, experts, house builders, all these people, and he's going to try to get rid of it. I think that's fabulous. Now, we know that he's always been involved. This picture above is when he was on the Centrepoint Helpline in 2017. He was introduced to it by his mother, who also worked with Centrepoint. And this is just like the big push for everything that he's been working for years. The project is called Homewards, demonstrating we can end homelessness. Now, the first place that they went to is called Lambeth. So on June 22nd in Windsor, Prince William met with Tyrone Mings, Sabrina Cohen-Hatton, Gail Porter, and David Duke. This program to demonstrate that it is possible to end. These are all people that have been homeless. These are all people that have needed help, not a handout, but a help up, I guess is the best way to say it. So this Homewards project is meant to bring together charities, social services, local authorities to create long-term systemic change. So I look at this Twitter user, I think that's about Harry. He's a person of means who could make a difference, but he's really not. Whereas William really doesn't care what people think. That's what I think makes him king material. So for the next couple days, Prince William, is going to be visiting charities that are helping to work to prevent homelessness for the new program Homewards. So the first place he stopped at was the Mosaic Clubhouse in London. Now, this charity supports people that have mental health conditions, and it's helping to spotlight the link between poor mental health and homelessness. They're saying that homelessness is dangerous and isolating, and years of low wages and insecure work have left people with little protection from the economic shocks, and the welfare system can't support people when they do need help. Absolutely correct. And they're saying that homelessness is just something that could be so easily helped. Amanda Berry was there. She's the CEO of the Royal Foundation. You guys remember her? She used to be CEO of the Baptists. Now, also while William was there was a group there, some reps from a place called Old Spike Roast, which is located in Beckham. And it's a specialty coffee store. And they give jobs to homeless people. I think that's wonderful. And you get to learn to be a barista. Now, do you guys remember that when he turned 40, William went and sold that magazine called The Big? Well, as part of this program, he went to meet up with that guy, Dave Martin, who he sold with. Love it. All right, William finished up there, and then he headed off to the second location that was announced. It's called BCP, which stands for Bournemouth, Christchurch, and Poole. And that is the second Homewards location. Now, when he got there, he went to the Faith Works Carpentry Workshop. And this is a place that gives people, skills to help them get into employment and education. They learn how to woodwork. So, of course, William, he had to give it a try. All right, good for you, William. You managed to keep your fingers. That's really harder than it looks, you guys. Really. I'm glad I'm not in his line of work. I probably would have lost some fingers. Anyway, a lot of groups, this group called Groundswell, have joined into the initiative to help end homelessness. Homelessness Link stepped up and said, we are also going to be working with William and his, Homeward group. Centerpoint stepped up and said, we're going to be stepping in there. Now, we know that, again, Centerpoint was a big thing. That was one of the charities for his mother. And they're talking about collaboration. I just think it's wonderful. Like, everybody's coming in. As a matter of fact, you guys will be happy to know that, as far as I can tell from looking online, over 50 organizations are joining in to help. We know that the royal family is not supposed to be political, and the Telegraph came out and said they're working with the government, involving administrative and local authorities on this project. And the prince has briefed Sir Keir Starmer, the Labour leader, Michael Gove, the housing secretary. But you know what the difference is? He's not trying to get involved in the politics of who's voting and who's going to be into office. He's trying to make sure that all citizens have a roof over their head. That's something that the government should be involved in my opinion. Homeward is going to work by taking the Royal Foundation, and it's going to bring together the local authorities, social services, and charities. And they're going to focus on preventing the homelessness rather than, trying to put a Band-Aid on a massive cut. You know what I mean? Good for you, William. Now, Prince William went on to one more stop for today, and it was in Newport, Wales, at the Maindee Primary School. Now, joining him there, in case you don't recognize her, is Jerry Halliwell Horner. She was a Spice Girl. Oh, interesting. And she has joined Homewards as an advocate for Homewards. Now, the head teacher there, whose name is Joe Quido, I hope I'm saying that correctly, said that a lot of the families in that area are at risk of being homeless, and a lot of them are living currently in temporary housing accommodations. Again, the fluctuation, of the economy is what puts these people at risk. Now, when William finished up there, he went to a place called Hill Street homes. This is also located in Newport. He spoke to the residents there, and I think he's trying to make it as it was written. This project is to make homelessness rare, brief, and unrepeated. Now, King Charles hasn't come out and said a whole lot of anything about all of this, and they're saying now that the reason he's not is because this is going to be William's thing. Just like the Prince's Trust was King Charles's baby, this, the man who eliminated homelessness, this will be William's legacy. Well, I believe this and the Earthshot Prize, I think that's one heck of a legacy also. I think it's wonderful that William is putting his money where his mouth is. He's using millions of his own money and land that belongs to him. Whereas other people, yeah. You know, as usual, GB News had something to say about William and Harry. Listen to this.
There is really no comparison between Prince William and Prince Harry anymore, is there? One has just vowed to end homelessness, and the other moved home to America and then tried to burn his old house down, metaphorically speaking, with his whole family inside. William wants to help take 300,000 people off the streets and out of insecure accommodation by giving around £3 million to 6 sites, and even confirming that he would be using some of his own estate to build more housing. So, firstly, all of those anti-monarchists and the usual miserable sad acts criticising him, have a day off. OK, what are you doing for charity? What's your contribution to the world? Yes, he's rich. Yes, he's got loads of land. Well, now he's using some of that wealth and land to help save lives. Legend. His brother, on the other hand, well, you know, Harry likes to bang on about charity work, doesn't he? There are a lot of headlines out there. I'll just read one of them now. Harry and Meghan do charity work in Santa Barbara. And then you look into it, and it's actually them sitting in a room with some kids talking about mean tweets and their own feelings. There is some other news out there about Harry's charitable work. The Archwell Foundation has raised $13 million since its formation after Megxit in 2020, one article reads, giving away $3 million in grants, it has emerged, with experts asking what they will do with the remaining $10 million and how much was spent on staff and administration. Apparently, Harry and Meghan spent just 1 hour a week working on Archwell. Archwell drew in just £3,700 in public donations and gave out approximately £2 million in grants. But the vast majority of their money, £8 million reportedly, came from a single wealthy backer, with another forking out $2 million. It isn't known who the money came from. Well, to be fair, and this is really important, Harry has genuinely done a huge amount of charity over the years. The Invictus Games is amazing, and I know he does a lot with groups like Wellchild, for example. But my overarching point is this. Harry seems to do a lot of the little drop-ins these days, doesn't he? A lot of talking and not a huge amount of action. And bear in mind that he is setting himself up as this do-gooder in the world. I'm not sure that chimes in, does it? He is clearly, in my view, more obsessed with slamming his royal family, the British press, and playing the victim than he is using his own immense privilege and wealth to help others. What Prince William wants to do now is truly iconic. It will be well thought through, it will be well executed, it will be well funded, and he's putting both his own money and his own land where his mouth is. This will be Prince William's legacy, the man who ended homelessness. Harry's legacy is Oprah. William is a proper charity champion, whereas at times Harry is just a charity case.
All right, let's move on to Sarah Ferguson. She was diagnosed with an early form of breast cancer. She apparently went in for a routine mammogram and was told she needed to undergo surgery. Now, her prognosis is good. She's symptom-free. She's recuperating at home. She did have a mastectomy in the breast that the surgery was, or where the cancer was, found. Now, we know she has a podcast on Spotify called Tea Talks with the Duchess and Sarah. And apparently it was taped the day before the mastectomy. And she, basically let everybody know what was found. She advised everybody to get screened for breast cancer and other cancers. What did I tell you guys the other day? Advocate for yourselves. Most mammograms, if you have insurance, are covered at 100% as preventative. And if you don't have insurance, most hospitals have programs to get you your mammogram. So, there's really no excuse to not get it. So good luck to her. I hope she heals well. And, I've told people before that, I've worked with several people who have had cancer, and they always joke about how they have to have breast implants afterwards. And so when they're 80, they'll still have really firm chests that won't be sagging. Yeah, there's always an upside. All right, let's move on to Harry and Meghan. Now, it's being said that a stalemate has been reached over reconciling. I don't think there's a stalemate. I don't think anybody's even talking or considering reconciliation because Harry wants an apology. We still don't know exactly for what. The royal family has nothing to apologize for, so alrighty. It's coming out that everybody is distancing themselves from them, but we already knew that, didn't we? When the Obamas had their, birthday party and Harry and Meghan didn't get an invitation, the Oscars, the Emmys, they're tipped to attend, but somehow an invitation never seems to materialize. Wonder why that is. Could it have something to do with the way they treat their staff? How many times have we heard that Meghan's a bully? Well, it just came out that another staff change just occurred at Archwell. Yes, it did. I'm not kidding. Nashika Kumbal has been hired to lead all scripted television productions, which is, pretty cool, except she wasn't the one that was running it before, is she? It was Tracy Ryerson, who no longer seems to be working for Archewell. All right, moving on. I just wanted to touch on this. Remember, I told you that Harry is going to play polo in Singapore? I had completely forgotten, and you guys well pointed out that that's where the next Earthshot event's going to be. More than a coincidence. Now, a blind item has come out saying that Meghan met with the people who do subscription boxes. You guys know those. You pay, and every month they send you another box with something in it. I can't even imagine what she's going to try to sell. Especially when you have articles like this coming out. Like, seriously, you guys? Yeah, no. I think we all know there'll be no more $20 million deals around the corner for them. So the news is coming out that Netflix wants to walk away the way Spotify walked away for lack of content. Now, these articles are insinuating that they've already given Harry and Meghan $41 million. I don't believe that for a second. I think it's just like Spotify. They haven't produced, you don't get paid. Did they probably get like 15 million? Sure. 20 million? But do you really think Netflix gave them 40 million? I don't think so. Especially with the way their company's going right now. I just don't believe that. So basically, Netflix said to them, you need to start coming up with some content. It better be good. And they've come up with a new project, a show that's based on Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. Unbelievable. The name of the show is Bad Manners, and it's supposed to be about Miss Havisham, who's supposed to be an independent woman living in a patriarchy rather than the reclusive spinster that she's known for being. By the way, that's Olivia Colman in a recent adaptation. So this was just done the other day. So a lot of the shows that apparently were pitched by them were so similar to other big shows that Netflix already has that they were just like out the window. I agree with people online. Sounds like a snooze fest. Now, apparently, this one has not been signed off yet by Netflix, according to this. So it'll be interesting to see if it goes ahead. I agree with Sunshine Breeze, though. Do a tell-all on how difficult it was to work with them, and you're going to have a top show. Now, more and more people are speaking out saying that Meghan Markle was not a great talent of any kind. And what they're saying is the titles opened the door, but that doesn't mean you have talent just because the door is opened. Now, we're still waiting for the Heart of Invictus, which was supposed to be the summer. Now it's been pushed back to September. Let's see what's actually coming out. So now these stories are coming out. We're seeing the decline of the Sussex brand. I got to be honest, I didn't think there was a brand. I mean, seriously. These articles are coming out. Meghan is so concerned about how she's separate from Harry, but she's the one who's separating herself. She's the only one who signed with that, those people that are now representing her. They didn't sign Harry. She's the only one doing all this stuff. We all know what's coming down the line. Oh, give me a break. Listen, we've all seen the photos. We all know how miserable he is. We all know that his mask slips. We've all seen it. She's got his testicles in a drawer with a bomb, and she's got her finger on the detonator. And if he doesn't do what she wants, she's going to press the button. We've all seen it coming. Now, the next part, this ending is just so creepy. You know, the Sussex Squad does this artificial thing with the pictures. They literally... Oh my God, when I look at these pictures, now we know why he says his favorite smell is Megan. I mean, she does wear Diana's perfume. I mean, that is just so creepy. Oh my God. Oh, you guys, I know that was a lot of information. I'm so sorry, but put those comments in because I'm reading them. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've already hit the button, double check, make sure you're still subscribed. In the description box, you'll find the links to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my email, my physical address. And for those of you who've donated to my coffee funder through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.